Right now, somewhere in America, a 67-year-old grandfather is doing something that is silently, slowly, and seriously damaging his heart. He's not smoking, he's not drinking, he's not eating a greasy cheeseburger, he's sitting, just sitting, in his favorite recliner, watching television, hour after hour after hour. And he has absolutely no idea that this single everyday habit is increasing his risk of heart attack, stroke, and heart failure by nearly 40%. 40%. If that number shocks you, stay right here, because what you're about to learn in the next few minutes could genuinely save your life or the life of someone you love. Welcome back, friends. If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to helping people over 60 live longer, healthier, and more vibrant lives. And today, we're talking about something that might make you uncomfortable, but I promise you, it's a conversation we desperately need to have. We're talking about prolonged sitting, the habit of staying seated for extended periods throughout the day after day, week after week, year after year. Scientists have actually given this a name. They call it sedentary behavior, and in the medical community right now, they've started calling it something even more alarming. They call it the new smoking. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sitting? Really? That's the big threat? I've been sitting my whole life, and that's exactly the problem, because unlike smoking or drinking, sitting doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't come with a warning label. Nobody tells you it's harmful. In fact, sitting feels comfortable. It feels safe. It feels like rest. But here's the truth that the research is now making crystal clear. For adults over 60, excessive sitting is one of the single most destructive habits for your heart, and most people have absolutely no idea they're doing it. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what prolonged sitting does to your heart, why it becomes especially dangerous after the age of 60, the specific warning signs your body might already be sending you, and most importantly, what you can do about it starting today. Simple, practical, realistic changes that don't require a gym membership or running a marathon. Let's get into it. First, let's define what we're actually talking about, because there's a big difference between sitting down to enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning and what researchers are genuinely concerned about. Prolonged sitting means remaining seated or lying down for extended, uninterrupted periods during your waking hours. We're talking about sitting for 3, 4, 5, even 6 or more hours at a stretch without getting up and moving around. And here's the part that catches most people off guard. A study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine found that the average American adult sits for approximately 10 to 12 hours per day. When you add it all up, the morning coffee, reading the newspaper, watching television, sitting at the computer, eating meals, riding in the car, it accumulates faster than you'd ever imagine. Now think about your own day for a moment. Really think about it. How many hours do you spend sitting? If you're being honest with yourself, the number might surprise you. And here's the critical piece of the puzzle. Even if you exercise regularly, if you spend the rest of your day sitting, the damage still occurs. Researchers call this the active couch potato phenomenon. You might walk for 30 minutes every morning, which is wonderful, but if you then sit for the remaining 14 waking hours, your heart is still at serious risk. That's the part that shocks most people. So let's talk about the science, and I'm going to keep this simple and easy to understand, because everyone deserves to know what's happening inside their body. Number 1, your blood flow slows down dramatically. When you sit for a long time, especially with your legs bent and your body inactive, your blood flow slows to a crawl. Your heart is a pump. It's designed to push blood throughout your entire body. But when you're sitting still for hours, the blood in your legs starts to pool. It moves sluggishly. This puts extra strain on your heart because it has to work harder to circulate that blood. Over time, this contributes to high blood pressure, blood clots, and a condition called deep vein thrombosis, which is when a blood clot forms in the deep veins of your legs. If that clot breaks free and travels to your lungs, it can be fatal. Many seniors ignore leg swelling and heaviness, thinking it's just a normal part of aging, but sometimes it's your body trying to warn you. Number 2, your cholesterol and blood sugar levels get worse. When your muscles are inactive for extended periods, they stop pulling sugar and fat out of your bloodstream efficiently. This leads to higher blood sugar levels and higher levels of unhealthy cholesterol. Both of these are major risk factors for heart disease. A study from the American Heart Association showed that adults who sat for more than 10 hours a day had significantly higher levels of triglycerides, a type of fat in the blood that directly contributes to hardening of the arteries. Number 3. Your blood vessels stiffen. This one is particularly important for anyone over 60. Your arteries, the blood vessels that carry oxygen-rich blood from your heart to the rest of your body, are supposed to be flexible. They expand and contract with every heartbeat, but prolonged sitting causes these arteries to stiffen. When your arteries become stiff, your heart has to push harder to force blood through them. This raises your blood pressure and dramatically increases your risk of heart attack and stroke. Research from the University of Missouri found that just 1 hour of uninterrupted sitting was enough to significantly reduce blood flow in the legs and impair artery function. 1 hour. Think about how many hours you sit without moving. Number 4, chronic inflammation increases. You've probably heard the word inflammation before. In simple terms, it's your body's response to harm or irritation. A little inflammation is normal and healthy, but chronic ongoing inflammation is like a slow fire burning inside your body, and it's one of the primary drivers of heart disease. Prolonged sitting triggers inflammatory markers in your blood. Over months and years, this constant low-grade inflammation damages the walls of your blood vessels and accelerates the buildup of plaque in your arteries. Number 5. You gain weight, especially around your midsection. This one feels obvious, but the implications are deeper than most people realize. When you sit for long periods, you burn very few calories, your metabolism slows, and your body begins to store fat, particularly around your abdomen. This type of fat, called visceral fat, is the most dangerous kind because it wraps around your internal organs, including your heart. Visceral fat releases chemicals that directly harm your cardiovascular system. It's not just about how you look, it's about what's happening inside. Now here's where this becomes especially critical for those of us over 60, and I want you to really hear this part. As we age, our cardiovascular system naturally becomes more vulnerable. Our arteries lose some of their elasticity. Our hearts don't pump quite as efficiently as they used to. Our metabolism slows down. Our muscles begin to lose mass, a process called sarcopenia, which means we have fewer calorie-burning engines in our body. All of this means that the damage caused by prolonged sitting hits harder and faster after 60. A younger person might be able to tolerate long periods of sitting without immediate consequences. But for someone over 60, every extra hour of sitting accelerates cardiovascular decline in a measurable way. A landmark study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed thousands of adults over the age of 60 and found that those who sat for more than 10 hours a day had a 65% greater risk of cardiovascular death compared to those who sat for less than 6 hours. 65%. That is not a small number. And here's the thing that breaks my heart. Many seniors sit more not because they're lazy. Not at all. They sit more because of pain, because of arthritis, because of fatigue, because of depression or loneliness, because their spouse passed away and the world feels smaller, because they don't feel confident leaving the house, because nobody told them that sitting still was doing them harm. If that resonates with you, please know this. There is no judgment here, only understanding. And more importantly, there are solutions that work for your body, your situation, and your life. If you're over 60, or if you're caring for an elderly loved one, a parent, a grandparent, a spouse, this information could genuinely be life-saving. I want to ask you to do something right now. Take a moment and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video like this. And if this information is resonating with you, drop a comment below. Tell me, how many hours a day do you think you spend sitting? Be honest. There's no judgment. I just want you to start becoming aware, because awareness is the first step toward change. Now, your body is incredibly intelligent. It sends signals when something is wrong. The problem is, most people either don't recognize the signals or they dismiss them as just getting older. So let me share some warning signs that your sitting habit may already be affecting your heart health. Swollen ankles or feet. If you notice puffiness around your ankles, especially by the end of the day, this could be a sign of poor circulation caused by prolonged sitting. Shortness of breath during light activity. If walking to the mailbox or climbing a few stairs leaves you winded, your cardiovascular fitness may be declining faster than it should. Persistent fatigue. This sounds counterintuitive. You'd think resting all day would make you feel energized, but the opposite is true. Excessive sitting actually makes you more tired because your body's systems slow down, leg pain or cramping, especially in your calves. This could indicate poor blood flow or even the early stages of peripheral artery disease. Increased blood pressure readings. If your numbers have been creeping up and your doctor keeps adjusting your medications, your sitting habits might be a contributing factor that no one has addressed. Brain fog or difficulty concentrating. Reduced blood flow doesn't just affect your heart, it affects your brain too. When your circulation is sluggish, your brain doesn't get the oxygen it needs. If you're experiencing any of these, please don't panic, but do take them seriously. Talk to your doctor and start making the changes I'm about to share with you. Here's the good news, and I really want to emphasize this. You do not need to run a marathon. You do not need to join a gym. You do not need to completely overhaul your life. Small, consistent changes make an enormous difference. Tip number 1, break up your sitting time every 30 minutes. This is the single most powerful change you can make. Set a timer on your phone or your watch. Every 30 minutes, stand up. That's it. Just stand up, stretch your arms, take 10 steps, wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders, then sit back down if you want. Research shows that breaking up sitting time even briefly resets your blood flow, reactivates your muscles, and protects your heart. Tip number 2, stand during television commercials. This is one of my favorite recommendations because it requires zero extra time. Every time a commercial comes on, stand up, march in place, do a few gentle arm circles, stretch your legs. When the show comes back on, sit down. This simple habit can eliminate 1 to 2 hours of continuous sitting every single day. Tip number 3, take short walks after meals. Even a 10-minute walk after lunch or dinner does wonders. It helps lower your blood sugar, it improves your digestion, it gets your blood moving, and it strengthens your heart. And if the weather is bad, walk around your house, walk down the hallway and back. It all counts. Tip number 4, try seated exercises. If you have mobility limitations, pain, or balance concerns, there are wonderful exercises you can do right from your chair. Seated leg lifts, ankle circles, seated marching, arm raises. These movements activate your muscles, improve your circulation, and protect your heart, all without standing up. Tip number 5, drink more water. This sounds unrelated, but here's the clever part. When you drink more water, you naturally have to get up more often to use the bathroom. It's a built-in movement reminder. Plus, staying hydrated helps your blood flow more smoothly, which directly benefits your heart. Tip number 6, find an activity you genuinely enjoy. Gardening, playing with your grandchildren, dancing in your kitchen, walking through a park, swimming, tai chi. The best exercise is the one you'll actually do. Don't force yourself into something you hate. Find movement that brings you joy, and it won't feel like a chore. Tip number 7, get an accountability partner. Call a friend, walk with a neighbor, join a senior walking group at your local community center or church. When someone is counting on you, you're far more likely to show up. Social connection and physical movement together. That's a powerful combination for both your heart and your mind. Now, I want to share something truly encouraging because I don't want anyone watching this to feel hopeless. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that adults over 60 who reduced their daily sitting time by just 1 hour and replaced it with light physical activity showed measurable improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and cardiovascular risk markers within just a few weeks. A few weeks. Your heart is remarkably resilient. Even if you've been sitting for years, your body responds quickly to positive changes. Blood flow improves. Inflammation decreases. Blood pressure comes down. Your arteries begin to regain some flexibility. Your energy levels increase. Your mood lifts. It is never, ever too late to start. I don't care if you're 62 or 92. Your heart will thank you for every minute you spend moving instead of sitting still. Let me share a brief story that illustrates why this matters so much. There was a woman named Margaret. She was 71 years old, a retired school teacher, lived alone after her husband passed. She spent most of her days in her living room, reading, watching her shows, doing crossword puzzles. She was sharp as a tack mentally, but she rarely moved. Her children lived in other states. She didn't have much reason to leave the house. One afternoon, Margaret felt a strange tightness in her chest while walking to her kitchen. She sat down and it went away. She ignored it. A week later, it happened again, worse this time, with dizziness. Her daughter happened to call that evening and convinced her to see a doctor. The diagnosis was sobering: significant arterial stiffness, elevated blood pressure, early-stage heart failure. Her doctor told her that her sedentary lifestyle was a major contributing factor. But here's where the story turns hopeful. Margaret started small. She began standing during commercials. She walked to the end of her driveway and back every morning. She did seated leg exercises while watching her shows. She joined a gentle chair yoga class at her local senior center and made 3 new friends in the process. 6 months later, her blood pressure had dropped 15 points. Her energy had returned. She told her daughter, "I feel like I got 5 years back." That's the power of small, consistent change. So let's bring this all together. Prolonged sitting is one of the most common and most underestimated threats to your heart health, especially after the age of 60. It slows your blood flow, stiffens your arteries, raises your blood pressure and cholesterol, triggers inflammation, and promotes dangerous weight gain around your midsection. But you have the power to change this. Not with extreme measures, not with drastic lifestyle overhauls, but with small, simple, consistent actions. Stand up every 30 minutes. Walk after meals. Move during commercials. Drink more water. Find activities that make you smile. Connect with others who will move alongside you. Your heart has been beating for you every single second of your life without you ever having to ask. It has carried you through decades of joy, hardship, love, and laughter. It deserves your attention now. It deserves your care. You are not too old. You are not too tired. You are not too far gone. Every single step you take, every time you stand up from that chair, every minute of gentle movement is a gift you give to your heart. And your heart will give that gift right back to you in more years, more energy, and more time with the people you love. If this video opened your eyes or touched your heart, please do me 3 small favors. First, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss our weekly senior health videos. We are building a community here of people who believe it's never too late to take charge of their health. Second, share this video with someone you care about. Send it to your spouse, your brother, your best friend, your adult children, because the person who needs this message the most might not find it on their own. And third, leave me a comment below. Tell me one small change you're going to make today, even if it's just standing up right now and stretching. Tell me about it. I read every single comment, and your words might just inspire someone else to make a change too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your health, and thank you for trusting me with your time today. Take care of yourself, friend. I'll see you in the next video.